Emma's going to guide you through a series of creative tasks that will explore your connection to the object and the landscape or the environment around you, with a focus on improving your health and well-being.
Okay, so our first creative task that we're going to do, our object that is part of the 51 Voices project, as was introduced earlier, is a About Britain guide and a booklet mapping national parks in the UK. So it's a booklet, and I'm thinking about how that translates into movement. I would like this first task to be based around the idea of folding, unfolding, and lines. To start with, I'm just going to lead us through a little bit of movement, and then we're going to explore individually from there. So we're going to open up by reaching out our arm, fold our elbow, fold down, unfold. We reach our other arm up, we fold over our head, we fold our body, unfold our arms. We fold our elbows in, we reach up to the sky, we throw our arms forward, and that leads us into this long line here. We fold down with our body and unfold to re-stand up. So that is just introducing how we can fold, unfold, and use lines within our movement. I would now invite you to explore that idea as an individual. So we're thinking unfolding, folding, and the use of lines. If you would like to use movement, definitely you can start with the movement that I've just taught you, and then see where you can explore that next. If you would like to use this task to, or respond to this task using drawing, or maybe words spring to mind instead, then that is also totally open. But we're just going to spend a couple of minutes exploring that idea and seeing where that fits for us. So lovely. Bringing it to its natural close. So just finish the thought train that you're on, and when you're ready, come back to standing neutral. So our next task is inspired again by the About Britain guide. There's a title page that's titled Access to the Countryside. So that just started making me think about our own access that we've had to outdoor spaces or green spaces, especially over the last year. I know I've definitely really found a benefit of just getting outside and going outside, how much it changes our mindset or our day-to-day. So I'd just like us to take a moment to think of an outdoor space that maybe you've visited in the last year or really recently perhaps, that you've really found you've just felt at home, you've felt really good being outside. Maybe it's a park, maybe it's just a walk down your local street, maybe it's some fields or woodlands that you've had locally. But just take a second to really visualize that and really think about where you have been outside that you feel at peace, really well, and just enjoy being there. And once you've got that in mind, I'd like us to think about what that place might look like from above. So when we see a map of somewhere, it's from above. Whether that's a digital map or a paper map like we've looked at with this object. And I'd like us to think about mapping that place out as if we were looking from above. So we're going to be using lines like we've just explored in the last task, and we're going to map out that place that we've got in our head from above. So we might think about the shapes, the pathways, the patterns that we can see. It might be that you want to start with an outline. Maybe it's a square space and you want to draw that out with a limb. You might want to map that out with a hand. There might be a pathway through the middle that you want to draw. Maybe there's a crossing of a pathway. Maybe you could bring a lower limb into that as well. So we're thinking about the patterns we might see, the pathways, all those crossings, and then the outside perimeter of that space as well. How can we then translate that into movement, or if you're drawing, or if you're using text, how could you describe that or picture that using your chosen medium? So we are going to have a go at exploring that as an idea, as a concept, just for a few minutes, and then I'm going to add in an extra layer so we can keep building on this little idea.
Normally go for a walk close by, and there is always that really fresh air. The birds are chirping in the background. There are enormous trees. The river is nearby, so I can hear the water. Normally the sky is really blue, and sometimes I have those leaves coming all around my face.
last year I went on a holiday to Gibraltar, and it was such a beautiful place. And still it reminds me of that moment. Probably it's because of the pandemic and we all had to stay in. So it was like beautiful sunshine. Like that was first week of February, and obviously beautiful mountains and seaside. So obviously that just reminded me with sort of glazing mountains, and I'm very favorite of mountain because I'm from Nepal, and Mount Everest, we have been sort of base of Mount Everest a couple of times. So basically that all came in mind now with all your beautiful movements. Thank you.
Since the start of the spring, I have started walking a bit more, and I can see calmness. People are when we are walking in the park or anywhere, so it's calm. It's not like walking on a road. You're rushing for anything, and people have time to look at your face and smile sometimes. So that makes a difference. Then the green everywhere, the brightness with the sunshine. And also the river, everything is beautiful. So all that brings some sort of happiness to us amidst everything is happening around the world right now.
Hi, I'm Anya and I'm a dance artist with Reside Dance C.I.C, and now it is your turn. So if you would like to select 4 of your favourite movements, gestures, words and or drawing from this video, then you can create your own 30-second film response outside. The aim of this is to see how far this chain of films can reach, as connection with others and with our own creativity, especially during this time, is so important. So we really would love for you to also be involved. The filming will need to be in landscape with your camera or phone on a still surface when filming. Thinking about the lighting and the background is also really important. So for any passers-by that are in your video, you will need their filming consent. Following strict COVID-19 guidelines during filming is also vital, and making the video shorter is easier to upload onto social media. MP4 format would also be best if possible, and you may find that filming in a quiet place works best for you. We really do look forward to receiving your responses. Thank you so much for watching, take care, and we hope that you have fun creating.